In order for us to treat depression with the medications that we have available, we do have to have a good understanding of the neurotransmitters involved. Last unit we talked a bit about those, and there was a table uploaded into Blackboard for you. When we talk about neurotransmitters, we're talking about serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine, glutamate, GABA, acetylcholine, histamine. There are quite a few of them. But it's really important to know where they are produced, and so we know that serotonin comes from the Raphe nucleus. We know, and norepinephrine is from the locus coeruleus. These things will become rather automatic over time. Then we have to have a sense of what does it do, and every one of these neurotransmitters is involved in multiple dimensions of our mental health, of our emotional well-being. Where its sites of action. Now, in this unit and chapter, there was a lot of information about presynaptic and postsynaptic and axon and dendritic sites of action. Some sense of that, especially these things called autoreceptors, which are primarily presynaptic and dendritic, because these autoreceptors, when they are in play, the system recognizes whether it has enough or not enough of the neurotransmitter, and therefore either stops the production or produces more. So another thing we need to watch out for is the language that is used about inhibiting and enhancing and disinhibiting. Inhibiting means it slows, it stops the action. Enhanced means obviously it promotes the action, but that disinhibited means that the action is promoted, and that can get rather confusing. Then, as we talk about neurotransmitters, we also have to know how is their action terminated, and we know that there are three principal ways, either by enzymatic degradation, or by reuptake transport, or by a receptor blockade. And finally, you got to have some sense of how these neurotransmitters interplay with each other, that there is sort of an inverse relationship between norepinephrine and serotonin, and therefore, and dopamine is tied to norepinephrine. So some of the neurons, when they are blocked, they will produce more serotonin, which then ends up having less norepinephrine. Some of those dynamics are important to know. However, it's, again, not absolutely essential that you grab all the fine points of this as we begin our discussion of the medications used to treat depression. Let's move on to the next slide.